Hello everyone, welcome back again to Selenium WebDriver with Java September 2025 batch session 6. In today's sessions, I will again resume with the Selenium WebDriver part. So in the first session, you already understood what are the preconditions to start your Selenium and Java journey. So what are required? You need to require your Java to be installed, any version beyond 1.11, beyond Java 11, and you need to set your Java home and path variable. You require your Eclipse. After that, you need to create a Maven project where you need to add your um, group ID, artifact ID. And once your project is created, you can create a package, you can create a class, and at the same time, you can go to the pom.xml file and you can add the Selenium Java latest dependency. So all the relevant jar file to the added your project, and you already seen a lot of important classes and interfaces are available through which we can interact with the different web element. So these are the part already covered. Apart from that, you also learned the basic idea of different web element locator like id, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, XPath and CSS. So the first six already covered, high level part. And today, what we'll cover, we'll try to understand how we can interact with checkbox, radio button, web edit box, link, button, and select drop down box as well. And we'll also discuss about the complete study of dynamic XPath and CSS selector. We learned about relative and chain locator today, and at the end, we will learn what is JavaScript executor interface and how we can deal with different web element or different operation with the help of the JavaScript executor interface as well. So first we'll start with the interaction with checkbox and radio button. So I have created a class today for today's session 6 created, and this is the class session 6 created. So this is the project already we are discussing, and this is the src test java folder. We have created the package com.selenium.training, and in the packages I have created the java class. Simply that is the reason your public static void main method is there, and we have tried to create an object or instance for the WebDriver interface with the help of the Chrome driver class, so that browser can open for the Chrome browser, and we are trying to maximize it. Okay, so we'll discuss about the interaction on the checkbox and radio button. So you mostly you will be seeing different kind of checkbox and radio button whenever you are doing any kind of web automation or web testing. Okay, in web normal functional testing as well, you need to interact with some radio button, checkbox, all this stuff. So what is the basic difference between radio button and checkbox? So for checkbox, what you can do, you can select or unselect. In case there's four options available for the checkbox, you can select all the four options, or if required, you can unselect it. So if you click on the first time, it will be selected, and if you click on the same option second time, it will be unselected like that. But for radio button, you will only able to select a single option. There are four options. Say you can select only option A. If you select option B, so automatically option A will be deselected or unselected. So that is the basic difference between the radio button and checkbox. Now see the interaction of radio button and checkbox. So this is the official website, right? I'll be discussing here. So what we can do first, we can write the code to launch this, load this page in our script. So I'll be calling that driver dot get method. You could see here get method is return type is void coming from the WebDriver interface, and you need to pass the string URL. So it will load a new web page in the current browser window. So in the double quote as a string, we need to do it. After that, what we will do, let's first interaction with the checkbox. So select anything and right click from your keyboard. Okay, you could see there's an option coming called inspect. Otherwise, you can simply press F12 button. Okay, you can inspect, and you could see there is an option for inspecting the element is coming. You can select that option, right, to inspect it, select it, and mouse it over to the option whatever you want to interact for element, right? So I want to deal with the checkbox one. So you could see whenever I have just mouse over the inspect button to the checkbox one, you could able to see all the element properties. And tag name is there. Tag name is starting with input, means it can be a text field or radio button or checkbox. And type is checkbox, certifying that it is a checkbox certainly. And name is there, ID is there, value is there, but ID is a valid element locator. So we need to copy that ID and press Ctrl F and press the ID and see whether one of one element is being displayed. You could see one of one. And as and when you are entering, you could see in the left side, right, the element is being highlighted. So with this ID, I can identify the element. And definitely, whenever same element you need to interact with multiple times, you can store in some web element. So what is the code? Driver dot find element. You could see return type is web element coming from the web driver. Okay, and by, right. So we can store in some web element. Here we will be using by dot id, and we can give the ID name. So I'll be storing in some web element, which is the again interface primarily interacting with the web element. So let's give the variable name called checkbox1. So it gives some suitable name. So like anyone can understand what is the element all about, what is the thing you want to interact on the page. So you need to import the web element interface from the org.openqa.selenium packages. Okay, now it's done, and also it's imported the by also by class, which will be coming from the Selenium. After that, what we can do, what are the different things we can do on the checkbox? First thing is that whenever you want to interact with any of the element, mostly you have to check whether the element is displayed or not. In case element is not displayed, there is no point of other interaction. So the isDisplay method is there to verify whether the checkbox is displayed or not. After that, for checkbox you can check is enabled. Means in case it is not enabled, you cannot check, you cannot select or unselect, because in case disabled is read only, right? You cannot do any operation. You can just verify that it is displayed or not, like that. To verify whether the checkbox is enabled status or not, you can call that is enable method, and after that you can check is selected or not. So whenever, definitely most of the time the page will open, it will be not selected, so it will be false. Is selected. To verify whether the checkbox is selected or not, it will be false. But after that, you can click on the checkbox to select it. So to select or unselect the checkbox, click. So whenever you are using click method for the first time, it will be selected, and if you use for the second time, it will be deselected. Now let's see. We have identified the web element. So what we will do, we will try to use that checkbox, and we will, let's copy this line couple of times. Okay, dot is displayed. What is displayed? Is the element displayed or not? This method avoids the problem of having to parse an element style attribute. Okay, return type will be your boolean, true or false. Here it will be true because it's displayed here. Then we can check is enabled. Okay, you could see it's enabled or not. Is return type again boolean, so it will be again true. Then we can check is selected, so it will be false. For the first time it is not selected. Okay, now what we can do, we can try to select it. Dot click method. Okay, so it is a void return type, it will just do the actions, but it will be clicking on the element for the first time, especially for the checkbox. So it will be doing. After that, if you want to click is selected, it will be showing you the true. After that, again click. So now it will be false because it will be again deselected. So what we can do, after opening the page, we can wait for some time. We can use thread dot sleep. Okay, for 2 seconds, so you can understand the execution is happening properly. But in the real time framework, we should not avoid, we should not use the thread. Instead of that, we can use that different right wait, like implicit wait, explicit wait, fluent wait. You'll be learning in the upcoming session. Okay, so here after clicking on the right, we can again check whether it's 2 seconds, and that's all. Now let's try to execute the code and let's see happening what's happening. So first it will open the page, open the browser, it will maximize it, it will load the page, it will identify the checkbox, wait for 2 seconds, it will click, again wait for 2 seconds, again unchecked, again wait for 2 seconds, again click. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I have did for 2 times. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so initially you could see here is displayed is true, is enabled true, is selected yes false, because first time it is not selected. After that I am uh, like selecting, clicking, so it is coming as true. Again I am clicking, so it is coming as false. In case again you are clicking, it will be coming as true. Okay, now similar way you can try to identify the other element. Let's try to create some checkbox called checkbox 2. You could see always your variable should be unique. You should not allow to create a single variable with same name, multiple variable. I can give something called 2. And now let's identify that also what is the properties available for the checkbox 2. You could see id is this one, bfb-6-1. Let's press Ctrl A, see. You could see it is unique in the page. Always you need to make sure that whatever like element locator techniques, right, value you are taking, it should be unique in the page, and you are able to identify the element uniquely. So I'll change it here simply. It is id again. Now this one I want to check it as well. Right, click. Similarly, you can check whether it is displayed or not, other stuff. Okay, for the checkbox 2, is displayed, is enabled, or is selected. Okay, so what will happen? It will open the page, it will check the checkbox first, wait for 2 seconds, uncheck it, wait for 2 seconds, check it, and check the checkbox 2 as well. So that is the way my code is properly working and output is also properly working. True to false, then true, false, and true, like that. So that is the way. In case you are having n number of checkbox, you can interact like same way. You can check, uncheck, but for checkbox, you can, for all the checkbox, you can try to check or uncheck it. But for radio button, what is happening? It is little bit different, because radio button only you can select, and if you want to deselect, you need to select the other options. Otherwise, it is not allowed. That's the problem. Okay. So radio button, in case you already selected, you cannot deselect it until you are selecting the other option. Okay. Now let's see for any radio button. So what we can do, we can just comment out this code. So this is the syntax we can use to comment out the code. So let's create something called radio 1, and similar way I can try to check. Let's change the variable name to radio 1. Definitely it will be displayed. Let's see what is the radio 1 properties. You could see type equal to input for radio button also, but sorry, tag will equal to input. So for radio button, for checkbox, for input box, tag will be always input. But with the help of the type, you can understand that radio button and checkbox. For checkbox, it will be checkbox. For radio, it will be radio type equal to. Okay, and you could say ID equal to something like that. So you can replace the ID. Okay, so we can check whether it's displayed, enabled, is selected, false first time, waiting for 2 seconds, clicking on that. So after that, it will be selected. Now what we can do, we can try to select other radio button, radio 2, and see what is the radio 2 options. Okay, you could see ID got changed. So I can replace the ID, and now I can try to check on the radio 2 after waiting for 2 seconds. So what will happen? Radio 1 will be automatically deselected. So let's do it, and it will be again false, whereas for radio 2 it will be true. Okay, let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will open the first browser, it will maximize it, it will load the page, wait for 2 seconds, select the option 1, wait for 2 seconds, select the option 2, option 1 will be automatically deselected. And you could see the output. What is the true? Radio 1 displayed, enabled, is selected no, for the first time it is false. After clicking here, it is selected yes, true. Again, after clicking on the radio 2, whether radio 1 is selected no, false, but radio 2 is selected yes, true. So that is the way, in case n number of option is there, right, you can deal with accordingly. But from the same group, only one option can be selected at the same time for the radio. But for the checkbox, you can select or deselect all the option at a time, or like one option at a time as well. So that is the way, like, system will allow you, or Selenium will allow you to interact with the radio button and checkbox. Now we'll cover 2 or 3 more topics. After that, I will go for any questions, because these are the pretty much straightforward. So radio button also same way, right? Already discussed. We need to check is displayed, is enabled, is selected, and we can click it to select it. But in case you want to select the other option, automatically the first one will be deselected. Now we'll talk about the interaction on text field. Okay, so most of the times whenever you are navigating to any website, you'll be seeing text field. So these are called input field or web edit boxes. Okay, so interacting with text field, also known as web edit box or input field in Selenium WebDriver, involves several key actions like input, clearing the text, first adding the text, clearing the text, and retrieving the text. So what are the important methods available? Once you identify the element, you can try to enter some value with the help of the send keys method. So to enter a value in the editable text box, editable it should be definitely not read only or disable. So with the help of send keys, you can try to enter some data. You can check definitely same way is enabled, is displayed or not first. Okay, after that you can add the value. Once you added some value, you can clear the value, right, with the help of the clear method. To clear already entered value in the editable text box, you can clear it. After that, you can re-enter it with the help of the send keys method. And if you want to get what value already entered, right, you need to use get attribute value, so that that value will be retrieved as a output. To retrieve text from the input field, especially for text or text area where the text is stored in value attribute, you need to call get attribute value. Apart from that, get attribute method is also available, through which you can try to get all the attribute printed in the console, or wherever required you can store it in some relevant variable, and you can use it in later point of time. Okay, so now just go to this Facebook page. Again, press F12 button or right click and inspect. Same way, let's identify the element. Let's identify the email field, which is text field. You could see tag name is starting with input, but type equal to text. That I already told, right? In case tag name is input, it might be checkbox, radio, or text box, but you need to also verify the type. Type equal to text means the text box. And you could see a lot of properties there, like name, ID, class, anything, right? We will try to identify with the help of the name, because name is also a valid element locator techniques. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll copy this line. Okay, let's change the URL first. Facebook URL. So driver.get URL is Facebook. Now what we can do, we can try to create some variable called email text, right? That is the field name, email text. So anyone can easily understand what is the field type and what is the field name. And we will try to use by dot name. Okay, so we will try to identify the text field first. So we need to press the, in case, again I am discussing, in case if you open the page After that, if you want to identify any of the element, so press F12 button or right click and click on the inspect. After that, there will be inspect button will be available. Mouse it over to any of the element, so that element all the properties will be displayed. Right here, with first will be stack name, and then your this is the element attribute and the corresponding value. Type equal to text is the attribute and the value. Class is the attribute, value is like that. ID equal to attribute, name, value like that. So here we will try to identify the element with the help of the name email. So okay, so we have used driver dot find element by dot name, and we can give the name value. Okay, so I need to give one more bucket. Now we have created this variable, and definitely we can check whether it's displayed or is enabled. First thing. Okay, so this is the important thing we can validate for the text box or web edit box or input field. First is displayed. To return the display status, definitely it will be true here. The field is displayed. We can check is enabled also. After that, if you want to enter some value, we need to use the send keys method. So what we'll be doing, we'll be using send keys dot send keys. Let's give something called Haradhan 123. That's all. Now after that, whatever value entered, if I want to retrieve the value, what you need to do, you need to call get attribute the value, so that value will be displayed. Okay, so what you can do, you can take that field dot get attribute, and you can give the value, right, as a value string parameter. You could see that type is string coming from the web element interface. Get the value of the given attribute of the element. We return the current value even if this has been modified after the page has been loaded. In case there is nothing entered, it will be blank only. So what you can do here, you can pass value, and you can store in some string, and you can print it out. Otherwise, you can directly print it out as well. Text value like that, and you can print it out. And you can wait for 2 seconds. And after that, what you can do, you can try to clear the value. So clear method is there, right? To clear the already entered value, to clear already entered value in the eligible text box, you can use clear method. After that, you can re-enter the value. Say this time I want to re-enter the value called Haradhan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like that. Okay. After that, you want to get the value again. So what you can do, you can just use it and directly you can call it here instead of storing in some string, right? That's all. Let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will open the browser, maximize the browser, load the Facebook page, identify the email field, enter Haradhan 123, print it as well, clear the value entering Haradhan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all. My code is properly working fine. And you could see output. Yeah, is displayed true, is enabled true. After that, we have entered Haradhan 1, 2, 3, so that value is being displayed here. And after that, we have cleared the value, we have re-entered another value, its value also displayed here. Okay. Now, in case without clearing, right, in case you want to again enter it, so after Haradhan 1, 2, 3, this value will be entered, added. You could see, let's enter like Haradhan and let's enter something called Pal. So it will be added. Haradhan will not be removed. And after Haradhan, without any space, the Pal will be added. So that is the way. In case you want to create a phrase value, you need to clear it first, after that re-enter. But in case you want to concatenate, right, you can just add it like that, one by one. So automatically it will be added in the same field, one by one, without deleting the old one. Now another last important thing is there called attribute. Similar way, just value will be there to print that stored value. But other attribute like whatever thing is there, like ID, like data have been tested. In case I want to print them or store them or validate them with some expected, I can do it. Okay, what I can do it here. So I can try to use that one. Instead of value, I can just use that other attribute, like say give that id name. Okay, I want to print that class, so you can just use that field name, then get attribute called class. Right after that, if you want to print id, if you want to print name, in case your attribute is not valid, it will be giving you blank instead of any error. Okay, give something called id1, like that. Is, so it is not a valid attribute, right? There is no any attribute available called is, it will be giving you the blank result. So if you want to get that this one data hyphen test id, it will be giving you royal hyphen email, like that. So that is the whatever attribute is available, you can try to store in some variable and you can validate it later point of time, or you can print it in the console as well. So you could see it will be enter Haradhan 1, 2, 3, clear it. It will be enter Haradhan, then PAL next time. So it is concatenated. Now you could see the output here. Okay. Initially it was Haradhan 1, 2, 3. That is the output we want to get. Now it is Haradhan only. Okay. Now what is the class you could see? The class should be validated here. Class name like input text space hyphen 55rl hyphen 6luy. Then what is the ID and name? Email, right? Email and email. This is the attribute, this is the value. And what is the is? Is nothing. There is no attribute called evaluate is. It is coming as null because default data type of the string is null. And what is the data hyphen test ID? It is coming as royal hyphen email. So that's all, right? So that is the you can get other attribute called placeholder, whatever is required. So that is the importance methods available to interact with the input field or text field or web edit box. First, you can check whether displayed is enabled. You can enter some value with the help of the send keys method. You can clear the value with the help of the clear method. You can get the stored value with the help of the get attribute value, and with the help of the get attribute, other attribute value you can try to right store in some string, or you can try to print in the console based on a requirement. Whatever attribute is there, all the value you can deal with that. Okay, like type, class, id, name, whatever is available, it will vary from element to element. Now next we'll discuss about the interaction on button. So most of the times whenever you are navigating to any of the web page, most or maybe any other application also, you'll be finding button, because button is a very common term. Like, and in case button is enabled, right, definitely we can click on the button and we can just like submit the form in case you are filling some form. So handling button in Selenium WebDriver with Java primarily involves locating the button element on a web page and then performing the desired action, most commonly a click. So first, similarly, we can check the is displayed or not, is enabled or not. Then we can click it, right, to enter, right click on the button. But in case button type is submit, right, only we can also use submit method. So that is the question interviewer will be asking, that how you can do operation on the button. So like answer is click is not a valid, so you can say that click. But in case any button type is submit available, right, then we can also use submit method also. The submit method will be available and it will again submit the button or click on the button. So let's same page we can try to do. Let's do some button. Okay, so say this is the button I want to enter, right, or create a new account. This button I want to click on that. Okay, so you could see this is a role. Okay, anchor tag role equal to button, class is available. Okay, or maybe we can go with the other login button. So here in this button there is no submit type is available, right? So you cannot use the submit method here. In case you are using, it will not happen. But in case wherever login, let's go to the login button. You could see button, okay, and type equal to submit available. So we can call either click or submit. Wherever type equal to submit will be available, we can use that. And name equal to login, right? Class name is there. So we can try with name equal to login. Okay, let's see. We can interact with the name equal to login. So we can change that one and we can give that name called button. Okay, what is the button name? Login, like that. So you can easily understand what is the element all about. And I have changed that name login. Now I can change whether it's displayed or is enabled, and I can try to click on the button with the help of the click method, and we will implement also submit one also. That click to click on the button. Okay, so let's run it. So after opening the page, we will click on the login button. You could see it is clicking and it's throwing the error. You did not enter an email ID or password, so it is working. And now, as for this button, there is a type equal to submit available. We can use that submit also. Submitting a form primarily. If the button is a submit type only, then you can call that submit method. Otherwise, you cannot do. So first you can check the displayed or not. After the existence of the button, whether it is there or not in the page, this button is enabled or not. In case button is disabled, you cannot like do any click or submit, right? You cannot do anything because it is disabled. After that, in case it is a button is enabled to click, you can use click. But if the button type is submit, you can either use click or submit method also to click on the button or to fill the form. So either this one or you can use submit method also available. You could see submit is also coming from the web element interface. Return type is void. If this current element is a form or an element within a form, then there this will be submitted to the remote server. If this causes the current page to change, then the method will block until the new page is loaded. Okay, so might be throwing no such element exception if the element given element is not within the form. So to open the browsers, open the maximize it, load the page, it will click it here, right? Because there is a submit type is available. In case there is type that particular attribute available, type equal to submit, then you cannot call this submit method. Then I will discuss one more point. Then I will take a pause. Okay. Then in most of the pages, you'll be finding some link or hyperlink. Then our questions will be like, what is the way we can try to deal with this link or hyperlink? So interacting with link or hyperlink in Selenium web developer using Java primarily involves locating the link element and then performing actions like clicking or extracting its attributes. Similar way, first we can check whether displayed or not, whether check we can enable or not. After that, in case enabled, link or hyperlink, we can click on that to click it. So sometime it might open a new page or new window as well, and we can get the text of the link, whatever text is available. So most of the time, in case we want to write interact with the link, we'll be using link text or partial link text. Otherwise, we can go with XPath or CSS. Now let's see any link here. Let's comment out. Okay. So say this is a link, right? Forgotten password. Okay, let's go. You could see the forgotten password text is available. So what we can do, we can try to use that whole text with the help of the like link text, or you can use the partial part, and we can call the partial link text options or element locator strategy. So by dot link text or partial link text, you can use it. Link text, in case you are using, you need to give the full link text, or in case you are using partial link text, you can give the partial part. So I'll be using partial link text. Let's give the partial part. Okay, I can remove the first part. I can, so that is the way I can identify it. It should be unique definitely. With this part, let's see whether it's identifying the element or not. Let's press Ctrl F, give it. You could see 1 out of 1 with the partial link text identifying the link. So that is valid. Element locator strategy. Now I can give that one. Okay, I can give something called link. And what is the link name? Forgotten password. I can check first, is displayed, is enabled, It will be true, true. Then I can try to click on that link. Okay. And before clicking, what I can do, I can uh, before clicking, what I can do, I can try to get the text of the link. However, what is the way I can do? I need to call the get text method. So what I will do, I can directly print it out in the console. I can store it some link as well. So so that variable name dot get text. You could see get text method. Return type is string. So it will get the visible text of this element, including sub element. So I can use it. So let's try to run the code and let's see what's happening here. It will open the page. It will click on the forgotten link. It is going to the new page. And you could see the text is coming as forgotten password is displayed, is enabled definitely. And that is the reason we are able to click on the link. So that is the way, right? We can primarily interact with this 5 type of element in the Selenium WebDriver, like checkbox. We can check always the element is displayed enabled, and for checkbox we can check selected or not, and we can click to select or unselect. For radio button similarly, we can click to select it, and in case you are clicking on the other option, automatically first will be deselected. And for the web edit box or text field for input box, we can, apart from is displayed is enabled, we can enter some value with the help of send keys method. We can clear the value, we can get the value. Also, whatever stored, we can get different attribute value as well. In case it's a button, we can try to click on that with the help of the click method. In case button type equal to submit, we can call submit method also to fill the form and to click on the button. And for link or hyperlink, along with checking the is displayed or is enabled, we can get the text primarily by link text with the help of the get text method, and we can also click on the we can call click method, right, to click on any link or hyperlink. Okay, I will take a pause. Any questions we can discuss it. After that I will go to the next topic. Anyone, any doubt? Okay. Okay, so mostly you already learned about the 6 element locator: ID, name, class name, link text, partial link text, tag name. Tag name I'll be covering more. And now we'll go to the XPath and CSS part. Before that, I want to just cover one important thing called find element versus find elements. So find element you are seeing here, right? You are seeing here find element. Okay, means we want to interact with single element. A return type will be web element. Okay, so that is the find element method. It's available both in the WebDriver, right? So find element and find elements in Selenium are method used to locate web elements. This method help interacting with web elements during automation testing and enables precise actions on the web page. Find element, it locates the fast matching web element. Sometime in case you are having multiples, so always in case you are using anything, you will try to identify the fast option in case its multiple option is available. Otherwise, in case only one is there, definitely will identify the same thing. So find element method will locate the fast matching web element based on the provided locator strategy with return type as single web element object. It throws a no such element exception if no element matching the locator is found. Employed where the interaction with single specific element is required and the absence of that element should halt the test execution. Now let's change it something called password one like that. So what will happen? Your element locator is not a valid. So what problem will happen? It will throw you the exception called no such element exception. Now let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. It will open the browser, maximize it, load the Facebook page. After it will not able to identify anything with the locator strategy. It will not do anything, and it will show in the output it is giving you the exception, no such element exception. So that is the important stuff you can do with the help of the find element method. Now give it proper thing so it will work. Okay, now we'll deal about the find element method. So find element method, definitely whenever multiple options available, right? Suppose in case you are dealing with this particular website, in case you want to get right a lot of all the checkbox you want to print it, all the radio button you want to print it, you can do it. Okay, the find elements where you can use type equal to radio, so that all the radio option will be printed out, right? All checkbox will be printed out, all button type will be printed out. Similarly, if you go to the Google page, say you want to get printed out all the link available, so you want to deal with all the similar type. So instead of find element, you need to use find elements. Let's click, select the thing and right click inspect and mouse it over to to any of the link. And you could see for all the link or hyperlink, it will be type tag name will be starting with anchor link. A tag means all the link is available, right? So if you just search something called press Ctrl F, give that less than sign A, you could see like there are so many things available. But that does not mean that's all are linked. There might be some other, but tag starting with A means links. Now my questions will be that I want to get all the links with anchor tag. So what are the way I can do it? I can use find elements method. This method locate all matching web elements based on the provided locator strategy with return type as list of web element, because it will be giving you the list of web element instead of only one element. So list and other part you already seen the last session collection framework. So we'll be using it here. It returns an empty list if no element matching the locator are found. It does not throw any exception. In case nothing is matching, it will be giving you the blank result, but no exception. Utilized when interacting with multiple elements like all links, all row in a table, all similar kind of element like checkbox, radio button, all this stuff, or when verifying the presence or absence of a group of elements without necessarily causing a test failure if none are found. So that is the best thing for find element, and that is the primary difference between find elements and find elements methods. Both are primarily available in the web element, web driver interface. So let's see. Let's go to the code and let's load this page, Google page first. Okay, driver.get. Loading this page. After that, what I'll be doing, I'll be calling driver.find elements. You could see return type is list of web element. Find all elements within the current page using the given mechanism. In case it is a like nothing match found, it will be return empty. Like it might be displaying you more than one element. So return type will be list of web element. So here I'll be using by dot tag name anchor tag. That's all. And it will be storing in list of web element. That's all, and we can give the variable called links. That's all. Now we need to import the list interface from the java.io package, because all the collection, java.util package, all the collections will be there in the java.util package. All the input output operation you can do in the java.io package. Now what we can do, I can either use for loop or enhance for loop, and first we can print it out how many link is available. So links dot method will be size, that you already know in the last session. What are the methods available for the collections, right? For the array it will be length method to get the length of the array, but for collections it will be size method. Now what we can do, we can use a for loop or enhance for loop. So integer I equal to 0, I less than links dot size. That is the way you can give dynamic, right? You don't need to already give any hard for like I equal to 0 to 10. No, we don't need to give it. We need to give the dynamic. In case size gets changed, it will automatically get changed. I plus plus, then I can print all the text. So links is the variable dot get of I. That's all. Let's run the code and let's see. So it will print you all the links, total number of count as well. Okay, Google page you open, it is coming as 0. Why? List of web element links variable and okay, divert dot find element method you have called by dot tag name anchor tag. That's fine. Okay, we are maximizing it driver dot find elements. Okay, by dot tag name is giving anchor tag links dot size. Let's run it once more time. In case nothing is matching, it will be giving you the right blank or 0 result. Okay, so 25 is coming and you are getting all the tag name here. Okay, but we need to use the get text method, right, to get the text of the part. So we are getting it. Okay, but we will be using get text dot get text to get the text of the this part you already learned last time, right? That what are the thing you can get to the link. So let's run it once more time. So 25 links available. Tomorrow it can be 30 link. So you can get all 30 link. Okay, you could see all the links is getting coming here. So next question is that definitely we are getting all the link. But in case within that condition, if I want to check that I want to click some option, right? So what we can do, we can something give some condition called if. Say I want to click on the Gmail link, right? After opening all the getting link. So that's what that is my requirement. That I want to click on the Gmail link or store link or about link or images link. After opening the page, after checking all the links, how many links are available, I want to click on that. Okay. So what we can do, you can use that links variable dot get of every I, it will iterate dot get text dot equal ignore case, right? In case it's equal ignore case matching with Gmail, then it will simply click. That's all. Then similarly, link of get of I dot click dot click, and you can break it out. Sorry, not clear click method dot click. Because why? Because in case your objective is match, right? That is what you already learned. There is no point of iterating all the options because it's wasting of time. Because your objective is to go to the part validating all the link one by one, and whenever your link text is matching with Gmail, you want to click it. So your objective met, you want to break the loop. That's all, because you no need to just iterate the other in. In case your 200 option is there, your like matching condition is happening in the fifth step. So why you will be going to the remaining 195? No. So that is the way we can break the loop. So that part we already learned and we are implementing here in the real time in Selenium. Because Java is the supporting part, right? For the we are not the Java developer, right? You could see like Gmail link got clicked. So whatever we have learned, all the Java mostly will be using in our automation framework, especially with the Selenium. You could see it's got click and it's showing 25. Okay. So in case you want to print it here, it will be only printing that part because you are breaking. After that, it will not be printed out. If you do not use break, then all the options value will be printed out as well. So that is the way you can deal with the find elements, and find elements where you can also deal with the tag name, where you can deal with different similar element with the help of tag name as well. Any questions? Okay. Next important topics we'll be covering called handling drop down field. After that, we will go to the CSS and XPath part, complete study. Okay. So drop down in the normal way you cannot deal with the drop down. So how can you understand drop down? So whenever there is a select tag available, we can see, understand there's a drop down available. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Manish, go ahead. Are you able to hear me? Okay, fine. Later you can go ahead. So in HTML, the drop downs are generally implemented either using select tag or sometime input tag as well. To perform certain operation on the drop down, which are declared using the select HTML tag, Selenium WebDriver provides a class called select class. To handle drop down and multi-select list in Selenium WebDriver, we need to use select class and their depending method. Okay, for selecting the value, we can either use select by visible text, select by index, or select by value. And to deselect it again, we can use deselect by visible text, deselect by index, deselect by value, or deselect all at the same time. And once selection or deselection is available, after that there are a couple of other methods available called is multiple to check whether the drop down is able to select multiple option or not, or only we are able to select only one option. So drop down might be like many things. It can be there is a drop down only at a time we can select one option, but there might be drop down when sometime we can select multiple options as well. Okay, so get options, it will return a list of web element containing all the options available within the select element. Get first selected option, it will return the first selected option as a web element. Get all selected option, it will return all the selected option of the drop down. If it is single select drop down, this method will return only selected value of the drop down, and if it is a multi select drop down, this method will return all the selected values of the drop down. Is multiple nothing, but it will return true if the drop down support multiple selection, false otherwise. So first we need to create a select class. We need to create the object passing that web element reference. After that we can use select by value, visible text or index to select, or we can deselect also same way. So let's go to a website. Okay, so this is the website here available. You could see the single select drop down. You can only select only one option, right? Here also you can select only one option like that. Okay, but this is a multi select drop down. You can select multiple options like that, and you can deselect it by clicking on that. Okay, and this is the another options available also, standard multi select drop down, where you could see like you can select Volvo, you can select sub. Okay, but you need to press control button to select. Similarly you can deselect it all, right? So let's deal with this part. Okay, so let's what we will do, we will just right click here and we'll try to click on the inspect button. So first change the URL. Okay, we change the URL of the thing. Okay, we changed it. Now what we will do, we will try to identify the element with the help of the select class. So we will be using select class. Yes, or maybe we can directly store the wave element, say multi select drop down equal to, okay, you could see the name equal to cars or id equal to cars. Let's press Ctrl F. Okay, you could see car is unique, right? So it's identifying the whole section. So what we can do, we can use driver dot find element by dot id equal to car. Okay, that's done. Now I'll be creating an object, sorry, wave element. Now we'll create the object of the select class. Select is a class available in Selenium WebDriver. We'll create the object called select. equal to new select, and here you need to pass the web element reference, or directly you can pass also here. So you need to import the select class from the Selenium. The select class is from Selenium coming. Okay. Now what we can do, so you can print out all the options, right? So with the help of the select object, whatever created for the select class, dot call the get options, dot get options. Okay, you could see it will be giving the list of options from the select class. So return type will be list of options. Return type will be list of web element. Okay, and I can store in a variable called options. That's all. And now I can print it out using for loop or enhance for loop. Okay, so let's do enhance for loop for what is the type web element. I can give the variable name called option. Okay, say all options colon old variable name, and then I can try to print out so new variable name dot get text, dot get text. Now let's run it and let's see what's happening here. And apart from that, this part also we can check is right multi select option is also available or not. Is multiple option we can select it or not. So what we will do, we will try to use this one. Whether this multi select option is possible to select it or not. So so select dot is multiple, right? So you can check it's in case true means it will allow us to select multiple option, otherwise not. So we are not selecting anything, we are just simply want to print out all the value available first, and we want to check whether it's multi select options or not. It will take some time to load the page. You could see output, it is coming as true, multi select options available means multiple option I can select it, and all the option value like Volvo, Saab, Opel, Audi is coming. So these are the four options available, right? So these are the four options available, right? Volvo, Saab, Opel, and Audi. Now what I'll do, I will try to select the value. So what is the way? Select dot select. You could see select by index, select by value, or select by visible text. Index. Index means 0 to n minus 1. In case size equal to n, it will be starting with 0 to n minus 1. So Volvo index is 0, Saab index is 1, Opel is 2, Audi is 3, like that. So in case I want to select 0, so Volvo will be selected. Now dot select by value. So what will be the value? So you could see here, this is a select tag, means this is a drop down. This is the ID or name. You could see option. All the option is coming here one by one. And you can value equal to Volvo, value equal to sub. This one you need to take in case you want to use select by value. So sub means second option will be selected within the double quote. Okay. Now you can use select by visible text. So what is the visible text? In case you want to select audio, you need to select this one. This is the visible text. One is the index 0, 1, 2, 3. One is the value and one is the visible text. So that's the three options available to select it. Okay. Now what we can do, we can wait for some time. Say 3 seconds, 2 seconds, we'll wait. Now what we'll do, we can try to check the other method, right? Get first selected option to return the first selected option of the web element. And after selecting, What are options selected? You can also get it. Get all selected options. You can also get it. So what we'll be doing? We will be using get selected option. So let's check the first selected options whatever displayed. So SYSO, I can use something called output SYSO. After selection done, selection made. Okay, so this is my variable. Then press dot. What are the options coming? Get first selected option. You could see return type is web element. So I can either store it or either call it get text. So you can get the text. Similarly, way what I can call select dot get. You could see get option means all the option will be displayed which you already used it before selecting anything. But this one get all selected options. Second it is list of web element, but whatever selection happen, those are the thing will be displayed here. So what we can do, we can again store in some list of web element. We can give the new variable name definitely. So we can give the variable name called selected options. Okay, I think equal to sign. Now we can again try to use the enhance for loop. Okay, here we need to give the old variable name, and here we can change something called all selected options, and we can try to print it out. Okay, let's see. First open the page, it will print all the options. It will try to go to the top thing and it will try to select options one by one. Okay, you can right, you could see Volvo, Saab and Audi selected. Okay, how selected? Based on the index. First index is Volvo, value is Saab and text is Audi. Now you could see first selected option is Volvo. So that is the reason it is coming as first selected option as Volvo. After that, what are the options selected? Volvo, Saab and Audi is coming. Okay. So now you can do deselection. Wait for again 2 seconds. You can deselect, select, dot, deselect. You could see. You can deselect all if required. Otherwise, you can deselect by index, value, or visible text. Let's go with index. So I want to deselect the Audi. So what is the index? Last option out of 4. So index will be 3. So it will be deselected. Then I want to deselect dot, deselect by value. What is the value for say first option? Volvo. So let's go. Let's see for the Volvo what is the right value Volvo small lowercase. So this one you need to give it here. Select by value within the double quote. So what out now out of 3 only we are deselecting 2. Then we can similarly way we can print it out. So we can give something called output called um, options after deselection made. Okay. Now again we can just use the same thing. Okay, here we can use the deselected options, all deselected options, deselected, we can change it like that. So only one will be there. Now again wait for 2 seconds and we can deselect all at the same time. So that are the important stuffs we can do it especially for the drop down. In case it's single, you can only select only one options at a time. So if you select the other option, automatically first will be deselected. But in case multiple selections available, you can do it multiple way. So what will happen? It will just open the page. After that, it will just select 3 options. It will wait for 2 seconds. It will deselect two options, wait for 2 seconds, deselect all. That's the thing we'll be doing. You could see the option select, wait for 2 seconds, deselect Volvo and Audi, wait for 2 seconds, deselecting all. So that is the way your code is working, and you could see the output, right? After deselecting only one option is available, sub, and after that here deselected all. So if you want to print it out, nothing will be deselected, it will blank only. So that is the way you can deal with the drop down field. So drop down field mostly will be there with the select tag, means automatically you can understand there is a drop down. Sometimes there might be li or other tag also available, okay, but that might be also drop down. But drop down might be single selection or multiple selection. So in case you can check whether single selection or multiple selection with the help of the is multiple option. In case true means you can get to know that multiple selection is possible. In case false means only single selection is possible. You can select it by visible text, index or value. You can deselect by visible text, index, value, or deselect all. You can get all the options without selecting anything, all the options whatever listed out with the get option method. You can get the first selected option whatever selected first, and you can get all the selected options with the help of the get all selected option method. So these are the important methods available in the select class, which is a class coming from the Selenium WebDriver purely. Okay, any questions? Mm-hmm. So that is the syntax. No, no, you are using same way only, right? Here you are using enhanced for loop. This is not the for loop. This is the enhanced for loop. This is the syntax of enhanced for loop or for each loop. Yeah, I have covered yesterday. This is primarily work with the enhanced for loop only will work in the collection and array. Okay, it's very easier to write. Yeah, it is very easier to write, right? So enhanced for loop nothing. Syntax is that for, then return type. Return type is web element, then new variable and old variable name, and then you can print it out the new variable. But here we are printing out the text. That is the reason we are calling the get text method. That's all. No, 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 no. You can use it in case you want to use multiple condition, right? Outside curly braces, then you can use it. Otherwise, not required. Sometime in case I want to print out, apart from that I want to have other condition, so this part I can have it within the curly braces. Okay, otherwise it will be in like considering the whole part. That is the only thing, otherwise no curly braces required. But it's very easier, right? Mostly we should use enhanced for loop, especially whenever you're dealing with collections or array, because easiest way we can write the code. Okay, now we'll go to the next part called XPath and CSS. So we already learned about the 6 element locator strategy apart from XPath and CSS, like ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, and partial link text. But sometime, right, few of the web element, these element might not be available at all, or those are available, but still you are not able to interact or identify the element uniquely. Why? Because there is a name field available, but in the name field there is a some component called static and some component is dynamic. So dynamic component might change every time. So you're right, you cannot use the partial part, because in case you are using like driver.find element by name, you need to give the full name part. But wherever there's a two component, one is static component, fixed component, one is dynamic component, your dynamic component is changing every time. So your script will fail, because next time your component gets changed, like some ID or some numeric value or some like string value got changed. So to avoid this problem, Selenium provides XPath and CSS, right, where we can customize or create our own way, and it will help you to identify the element uniquely and interact with that. So XPath is nothing but the XML path. It is a syntax or language for finding any element on the web page using XML path expression. XPath is used to primarily find the location of any element on any web page using HTML DOM or document object model structure. XPath is a technique in Selenium WebDriver which allows user to navigate the structure of the web page HTML. XPath is syntax for finding element on the web page. Using XPath in Selenium helps finding element which are not possible to find some traditional locator technique like id, class, name, all this stuff, or maybe those are available, but still those might be with static and dynamic component present. So XPath and Selenium can be used for both HTML and XML document as well. So there are primarily three XPath available called relative XPath, absolute XPath, and partial XPath. I want to give a very simple example of these three XPath. Absolute XPath means it will be starting from the parent, it will go to the child node with single slash. And partial means within this absolute path, in case some partial might also work, that is called partial path. But relative XPath, mostly we should use, which will never fail, and it will be starting from the reference element, and after that you navigate to the particular location, it's starting with double slash. So say like one of my relative staying in maybe let's say any other state, maybe say Delhi, and he want to meet with me. Okay, so he know my location, like I stay in like Kolkata, and my some address and some my society name, some flat name, block name, and flat name, like that. So what he is doing, he is starting from his origin Delhi. Okay, from his home he is coming to airport, and then like taking the airport flight or maybe train, and coming to Kolkata airport, and coming to my zip code, street, society, block, and flat. So that is called absolute XPath, right? Completely parent to the child. And partial XPath means suppose that persons maybe came to Kolkata already for business purpose. So he no need to come to from his home to Delhi airport and to Kolkata again, because he's already there in the Kolkata. So you can come right from the Kolkata airport directly to my place. So that is partial part. But this path might fail. Why? Because the person wanted to meet me. He said that maybe this week I will try to meet you. I said that maybe after 7 p.m. mostly I'll be available in my home, because like I'm just coming back from my office and other stuff. Okay, but like say for few for without like informing anything. Okay, like said that like he's coming to my place, but that time I have some preponed activity, maybe I have a plan to have my dinner with my family, I went outside. So he came to my place society, but he's not able to meet with me. Why? That is the problem with the absolute XPath or partial XPath, because sometimes something might get changed in the mediator, right? Path mediator, so it will fail. But we can use relative XPath, which will be starting with some origin, with some pace, where it will never change. Suppose instead of like that path, in case instead of my address, in case I am giving my current live location, so he can access it and he can reach out to me any point of time, right? Or he can call me, and at that time I can told him that where I am staying instead of my home, because I can stay anywhere. So that is the relative XPath, and it is starting by referencing the element user want to and navigate from the particular location. It begin with slash, double slash. Okay, so see, uh, let's open to the Facebook page. Here, go to the Facebook page, press Ctrl F, and in case you want to go some email field, you can go to the parent, like, and you can traverse to the child, like starting tag is HTML, then body, like that, div, all this stuff you can do it. So let's take this one as a reference. So I already did it. So okay, this is the way I can reach out to this particular field. Okay, you could see it is identifying the email field, but you could see it's starting with the parent tag and you are traversing to the child. Okay, but if you remove some middle part, maybe remove some part. Okay, you could see still able to identify the element, right? Okay, so that means it is partial XPath. But what problem happen? Suppose say tomorrow two div has been removed from this particular path, right? So that time it will fail, might be, or maybe this part fail removed, so it might fail to identify the element, right? You could see nothing is being displayed. So that might be the problem. So that is the reason we should avoid that absolute XPath or partial XPath. We should go with relative XPath. We will see how to create the relative XPath. Okay, we can create with basic way. We can use contents. We can use and or. We can use text, especially for link or hyperlink. We can use start with, or we can use last options as well. So this is the way we can try to create our XPath. So let's see first. Let's go to a website called Ready Page. Let's comment out. Let's go to the Ready website. Okay, and let's identify any element. Say full name. Okay, you could see type tag name input, type equal to text. Okay, name equal to there, name to C, something like that. Let's give the name and identify the element. Driver dot find element by dot name, and give the name dot send keys, anything, full name, like that. Okay, let's run the code and let's see what's happening. So here only, like, name is the valid locator. Apart from that, no other locator also available. There is no ID, there is no class. Then name is only there, name some value is there. Let's see what's happening here. It will open the page. It will identify the full name field with the name, but it will never able to identify, and it will fail it. And it will show you no such element exception. Why? Because name part, this is the static part, name, and this is the dynamic part which will change every time. So that is the reason it is failing. So now your question is that apart from name, there is no other element like locator also available, right? Only tag and name is available. Placeholder is not a valid element locator, or other stuff is not a valid element locator in Selenium. Then how you will be identifying it, the element? Then you cannot do it. Then you need to use XPath or CSS. So what is the simple way you can create the XPath? Let's go to the Facebook site, and then we'll go to this particular field. Okay, what is the way? So this is the, let's identify for the email field. So you could see tag name is there, like name equal to email, ID equal to there, or maybe some other attribute is there. What is the way you can create the XPath? Okay, slash slash tag name, attribute name equal to value. Okay, so what is the way I can do? What is the tag name? Input. Okay, say ID equal to email. Let's give it something called slash slash input tag name. Third bracket. Let's follow the simple practice. At the rate attribute name equal to single quote value. At the rate ID equal to single quote email. End with third bracket. You could see one out of one element being displayed. So this is called XPath or XML path. Slash slash tag name, syntax, same syntax we're using. Slash slash tag name, third bracket, at the rate attribute name. And what is the attribute name? ID or name, and you can use value equal to the value. What is that? Email. That's all. If you do not know the sometime, you can use star also. It will still identify. Slash slash star at the rate, third bracket at the rate, attribute equal to the value. That's the second part. In case you want to use or and, right? You can use, right? In case you're again sim, suppose say within single thing like attribute, you are not able to identify the element uniquely. You can use and. So in case both are working, then what it will happen? At the rate name equal to email. You could see one out of one. Or you can use or. In case one might get changed later, you can use either. So either in case same working. Like, so you can understand slash slash tag name attribute equal to value, like this one. Also you can understand about that and or. Okay, you can use contents. Okay, what is the way you can do? So let's use contents. Let's see, let's give some other part. Okay, any other attribute. Let's close it. Okay, maybe instead of id name I can use this one, this attribute. Control F / input third bracket at the rate, where id name class name nothing is available, you can still use it. At the rate this attribute equal to the value. What was that? What is the attribute? Test data hyphen now. This is the value. Give it. Okay, 1 out of 1. Now say here also there is a static component, dynamic component. How you can do it then? Then you can use either start with your contents word. Okay, what is the way you can do it? / then tag name or star contents third bracket. So here we will see what is the way you can do it. Contents. Let's go here. Use / input is the tag name third bracket contents or start with better, starts with, because the starting part. Okay, what is the start with? Name, right? Name. Okay, let's see the syntax. Okay, what is the start with part? Yeah, / tag name start with first bracket at the rate attribute and comma value here, not the equal sign, it will be comma. Okay, start with third bracket at the rate attribute equal to nothing but a name, comma, what is the starting part? Name, which is static, which will never change. End, sorry, here it will be at the rate, give that first bracket end with third bracket. You could see 1 out of 1 element being displayed, because I not care about this part, dynamic part, which is the alphabetic part. I am only care about the fixed part because the name will never change. So I can use start with or contents. So your objective is that whatever way you need to identify the element uniquely. So now if you just take it and if you just change it here, your code, right? Instead of name, you can change it to XPath dot XPath and give the value here and use again dot send keys method and enter like that. Let's run it and let's see what's happening here. But your objective is to identify the element uniquely, either using contents or and start with or other options. You could see Haradhan Pal got entered right here without any error, no error. So that is the way you can use it. So apart from that, like contents, you can use try to use contents if possible, in case it's able to identify uniquely. Okay, you could see one of two is coming. So in case like that coming, what you can do, you can use another third bracket. Here you can use indexing. Okay, you can give indexing called zeroth index. Okay, sorry, my bad. Mhm. Might be that indexing might work sometime. Okay, uh, indexing zeroth index, or let's give one. You could see 1 out of 1 element, right? That is the way also it is possible to use indexing. Second index, see what's happening. Okay, is hidden might be. Okay, so that is also possible. If you give it also, it is also working. So objective will be always try to create with uniqueness. Okay, so what we learn? We have learned about this one contents like or and. We have learned with start with. Okay, now we'll see about how to create the expert for the link. Okay, so this is the part, right? Let's try to create some XPath for the forgotten password. Okay, you could see tag name is starting with anchor tag slash slash a, and there will be some link text, right? Link text available, forgotten password. So this is the text. So what you can use? You can use text. This one slash slash tag name third bracket text first bracket equal to the text name. Simple, already given, everything given here. No need to worry about it. Okay, slash slash tag name third bracket text text equal to the value of the text within the single quote. Okay, you could see one out of one element is being displayed, right? Forgotten password is getting highlighted. That is also possible. Now say I want to select a button and create a text path. So let's give something called, what is the button tag? You could see tag name is starting with button. So give something called slash slash button. In case one button is available, you can able to identify the element. You could see one of one. Okay, you can use it. But in case suppose multiple button available, you can use last or first, like the last mostly. Okay, third bracket last method. Okay, you could see from the in the button, if you want to get the last, you can use that one, button last. Apart from that, in case you want to get something called position. Okay, let's see any input field. Especially these are, there are two field available called email and password. So I want to identify with this some position slash slash input. Okay, you could see one of seven element being displayed, right? One of seven. Now I want to narrow down my filter. I'll be using something called position. Position is a methods, and I can give something called any value one. Okay, I can end with that. Okay, you could see again still one of three is coming. So I want to get position with text type equal to text, right? Okay, you could see type equal to hidden, like that. Okay, so I can give another and condition, and at the rate type equal to text. You could see one of one element is being displayed. So that is the way, that is the different options available to deal with the XPath, right? Either you can use indexing, you can use slash slash tag name attribute equal to value, you can use and or contents, start with, last, positions, or indexing, or in case link or hyperlink, you can use text also to create the XPath. Then I'll cover the CSS, then you can have any questions, we'll discuss it. So CSS objective also still pretty forward same. Whenever your ID, name, and other stuff will not working, either you can create your XPath or CSS. And next question will be coming that, like when you'll be using CSS or when you'll be using XPath. It will depend based on your organization, based on your customer, what they want to prefer to use it. But CSS is very straightforward to use. Creating a CSS is very easy compared to XPath. But some advantage and disadvantage also there. We'll discussing it. CSS selector are string pattern used to identify an element based on a combination of HTML tag, ID, class, and attribute. Locating by CSS selector is the most common locating strategy of advanced Selenium user because it can access even those elements that have no ID or name, or those are present but some dynamic components there, and every time it got changed. CSS selector is used by browser to target specific HTML element and apply styles. For web browser automation, Selenium WebDriver uses CSS selector to locate and perform an action on an object instead of applying style. So, what is the major advantage of CSS or benefit? It is faster, more readable, and majority of the time you can use it. But still, some differences there. What are the main difference between CSS and XPath? Okay, CSS selector is very easy to write compared to XPath. CSS selector is faster compared to XPath. In CSS selector, we can go from parent to child or child to X. Sorry, in XPath, we can go from parent to child or child to parent. But in CSS, we can only go from parent to child, not from child to parent. CSS does not help us to create a CSS using text, but XPath will help us. In XPath, start with and contents available. But in CSS, start with, end with, and contents available. So that is the major difference between CSS and XPath. Let's see the tag name. What is the way we can have the CSS created? So in case You are having any attribute, you can give tag name attribute equal to value. So this is the Facebook page. I want to create something CSS for this field. Okay. So input and ID equal to email or any attribute name equal to there. So simply press Ctrl F. You no need to give slash slash. Give the tag name input. Give third bracket. Give name equal to email. That's all. You could see 1 out of 1. So that is the syntax. You no need to give single quote. You need to give at the rate. You need to give slash slash. That is the CSS. You can create it. So that is the one option. Tag name attribute equal to value. Okay, if you know that ID, so you can give tag name has ID. So what is the ID equal to email? So I can give something tag name has ID. Tag name has ID equal to email field. That's all. 1 out of 1. In case you know some class name, you can give input tag name dot class name reference dot any of the thing. It should be unique only, definitely, without the space part. That part I already told, right? We cannot use that. In case any space is there, that will not consider. Okay, so without any space, let's see, give that path. Okay, so tag name dot. Okay, you could see 1 out of 1. Okay, 1 out of 2 might be. Let's take this one, see whether it's uniquely displayed or not. You could still it is coming as 1 out of 2. Okay, maybe here you are not able to uniquely identify it, but still you can use that indexing if required there. Okay. Uh, so that is the options available for tag name or any ID or class name or attribute. In case you want to with multiple attribute, you can use tag name attribute 1 and attribute 2. Like say Control F, input tag name 1 equal to your ID equal to email, right? You could see 1, and again you can give other attribute called name equal to email as well. So that is the way you can use multiples option, right? Then you can have your start with, end with, or contents. Okay, so let's go to the Rediff site and let's it's coming. Something came pop up. Okay, I will see later. So say this is the thing I want to create it. Okay, we're using same way. Let's go for the other field. Okay, say this is the mobile number. I want to enter some value or create CSS. Okay, mobile number, not the recovery email. Let's give the mobile number. Okay, you could see. Okay, ID equal to mob number, and here also name equal to mob number is there. So I want to identify using this mob number with the start with. So tag name attribute then power sign equal to prefix of the string. What is the attribute name? Name. Okay, let's press Ctrl F. Here, what is the tag name? Input. Input is the tag name. Then attribute. What is the attribute? Third bracket name. Right? Power sign. Give the power sign. Okay, and then equal to prefix of the string equal to mob number. You could see 1 out of 1. That is called start with. Right? Tag name attribute name ID or anything whatever is coming power sign equal to prefix of the string. In case you want to go with the end with, you can give the ending path, but that should be fixed. Otherwise, there is no point of creating this path. Also, it will fail. If you want to give contents, you can use star. Middle part or starting part or ending part you can use. You can use star. It will still work. Okay, end with part. Let's see this one. So ID. I can change it to ID. And ending part I'll be giving it BNO. That's all. It will still work. The last part you could see one out of one. End with. Okay, start. Sorry, contents. And end with mean dollar sign. Dollar. Okay, sorry, not dollar sign. You could see one out of one, right? So start with mean tag name attribute power sign starting of the or prefix of the string. End with means ending part dollar sign, and contents means can be start with middle or end with anything a star sign, or you can use id or class, or you can use attribute multiple attributes as well. So that is the way you can try to create your css selector. So you have created the css this way. So what is the way I can enter this value? Let's I go to the code using driver dot find element by dot css selector, and you can give the value of the css selector whatever you created. Now again it's a text field, so you will send keys method and give the value, say within the like any number you can give it like that. So it'll enter. Let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. Okay, you could see Haradhan Pal also entered, and using css this value also entered in the text field in the mobile number field. So that is the way you can deal with the CSS or XPath. In case your element is not there, or element is available, but sometime with static and dynamic part, every time it will get changed. So you can always better to create your own XPath or CSS, whatever possible. And your objective is to identify the element uniquely. And once you identify the element uniquely, you can do the operation based on the element locator type. In case it is text field, you can enter some value. In case link or hyperlink, you can click it, right? In case it is checkbox, you can again click it, radio button, all this stuff. But your objective should be always identify the element uniquely. Okay, so that is the important stuff about the CSS XPath. Any questions here? Okay, then I'll go with the another thing called relative locator. Okay, so relative locator introduced in Selenium 4 only. Okay, Selenium 3 there was no concept of relative locator. So now I think Selenium version is Selenium 4.35 or 4.36 like that. So it's came in Selenium 4. Okay, so sometime maybe we are able to identify it, but relative locator is giving you more option to identify the element uniquely. Okay, so relative locator in Selenium version 4 allow user to locate web element based on their relative positions to other element. This feature is particularly useful when element lack unique identifier. Relative locator introduced Selenium 4 enables the identification of the web element based on their visual position relative to the other known element on a web page. This approach mimics human interactions and offer a more robust and readable way to locate element, especially when traditional locator like ID name, class name, and dynamic also concept also unreliable. There are primarily 5 relative locators available: above, below, to left of, to right of, or near. Above means you can identify element which is easily possible, and from that you can go to the above positions with the help of the above relative locator. Similarly, you can go to the below. To left of means left side, and to right of means right side. Near means nearest one, the within the 15 pixel. Okay, so near means locate an element within a specified proximity default 50 pixels of a given element. This method is highly reliable, flexible, and can be used when user want to find elements that are near a reference element, but not necessarily in a specific directions: above, below, to left of, right, or diagonally. This is helpful for scenario like finding buttons near a search bar, or links, or near a logo, or some text near a text field like that. Now let's see the implementation of the relative locator. So I'll go to a particular website, say Facebook. Here we'll deal with Facebook only. Okay, let's deal with Facebook only. Driver dot get. Okay. So what I'll do, I will try to identify element about the Facebook field, maybe email or password field. Say password field. I will try to create the password field. Okay, you could see the ID equal to pass. So I can identify a password field. Okay, so web element, web element. Okay, text password equal to driver dot find element by dot ID equal to pass. So that is easily possible for me to identify it. Now what I can do from the password field, I can try to identify the email field. So what is the thing I can use it? Right? Above. Because for the password field it is above. Email field is on the above field. Right. So what I can do here, I can use something called driver dot find element. Here I'll be using relative locator. You do not know, press relative locator, press control space bar, you could see relative locator coming from the org dot openqa dot selenium dot support dot locator. Relative locator dot with, you need to give the tag name. Okay, by dot tag name, because that is the input tag name, right? I want to identify the input field by dot tag name equal to input, because that is the another input field I want to identify. Then here we need to use dot above. Okay, what is the reference locator above? Text field. That's all. Okay, now you can store in some web element reference again. Say text email, because with this reference, password reference, I want to identify the text field. That is the reason we are using tag name equal to input. And then with this field, I want to enter some value. Dot send keys, say Haradhan. Let's run the code and let's see what's happening. Whether Haradhan is being entered. Yeah, entered with password reference value. That's very surprising, right? Okay, so that is the thing called reference locator. Now say I want to click on the login field as well. So same reference password, right? Beside the password, then the down word, right? It will be right, instead of above, it will be below. I can give something called button sign in, and here it will tag name will be button, right? Let's see the tag name. It is not a link, not a input tag. It is a button. Okay, so button tag name is the button tag, right? So I need to change it, tag name equal to button, and now I can click on that one. Is clicking on the link okay? Perfectly fine, right? So my code is working primarily button array above and below. wherever there is a above and below element is available. Now let's go to the another website where you could see the two right top or two left top available, right? We can identify one field and we can go to the right side, and we can identify the right side field, we can go to the left side. That is also possible. So similar way I can do it. Okay, let's comment out this part. Let's go to this website. Okay, this is the website. Now let's identify some element called right side. Let's identify right side element called reset. Okay, button reset. Okay, so let's identify it first. Okay, reset button. What is the properties available for the reset button? Okay, input and name equal to button reset. So that is unique. I can identify it with the help of the name. So by dot name equal to this. Okay. Now another button I want to identify button. Instead of reset, I want to identify login. So button login. So what I'll be doing again, find element relative locator, and here tag name will be again button or input. Sorry, that's fine. Input is there. But here instead of above, it will be we are identifying the button reset right side. So you are going to the left side. So you'll be calling dot to left top. Okay, you could see to left top and the reference here. That's all. Now what we can do, we are already by identifying the button, so we can check the existence of this button. Dot is displayed or not. So let's see whether it's coming as true or not in the output. Is coming as true. So our code is working. Similarly, you can create the login button. Okay. So let's try to interchange it. Okay. So we are identifying the login button first. Okay. Let's identify the login button first. So what is the stuff for the login button? Name equal to login button. So we'll change it. Okay. Now reset button we are trying to identify with the help of the login button reference, and it will be to right of dot to right of right side. Nah? That's all. And now you could able to identify it is displayed or not with some relative locator. Okay, it should be true. Yes, true, perfectly fine. So we are able to understand so far the left to left of to right of right, and then your above and below. Now we'll see about the near relative locator. Okay, so let's go to another website. Okay, this is the another website. You can go and we can try to identify some element. Say let's see what are the element available. Okay, so this is the okay, this field I want to identify. Okay, so username, name equal to username or id equal to username is there. So I can identify with the help of the name or username. Okay, ID is there. Okay, identifying it. Giving it called text uname, variable name we have identified. Now with this reference, with the help of the near relative locator, I want to get the login field. The login field. So let's see what is the login field. Login text, right? You could see there's a label. Tag name is label, and this is the text called login. So this text I want to get it. I check the existence of this text, or I want to print it also. So what I can do, I can create a web element similar way with some reference called a variable name called label. Okay, label which is login. Divert dot find element relative locator with by tag name. What is the tag name? Label here. Okay. Now we can give it something called near dot near, and I can give that reference. That's all. It is called near, and then I can get the text of the label. Okay, label printed out dot get text is a text field, so I can get the text. Let's see whether it is coming or not properly with the help of the near relative locator strategy. Let's see the output. You could see login is getting printed, the text. So that is the way I can use these 5 relative locators, which are part of Selenium 4 only. In case you are able to identify some element uniquely very easily with this reference, with this relative, right, with this reference, you can go with the relative locators, and with the help of the relative tag and the reference, you can identify the element. Okay. The another options we'll discussing it here called chaining locator. So in case maybe sometime with unique options you are not able to identify it unique like uniquely. So you can go with chaining, means multiple reference you can give it at the same time. So that is also possible, and that is called chaining locator, chain locator. Okay. So we'll be discussing about the chain locator in Selenium 4. Again, same is Selenium 4 only. Chain locator, specifically chaining relative locator, involves combining multiple relative locator to precisely pinpoint an element when a single relative locator is insufficient to identify the element uniquely. These techniques enhance the accuracy and reliability of element identification, especially in complex layout. Is introduced in Selenium 4. Selenium 4 introduced relative locator, which allows chaining based on the visual position of the element relative to others, like above, below, to left of, to right of, or near, can be chained for more robust element identification. Chaining can break down complex locator paths into more manageable and understandable segment, improving script readability and making maintenance easier. By combining multiple criteria, chaining locator can be more resilient to minor changes in the web page's DOM structure as they rely on multiple points of reference. So here you can do, you can identify multiple element, and then with those multiple element reference you can do the chaining like below, right, left, all this stuff you can do it. Okay. So here what we'll be doing, we'll be going to this page again. Okay, this page again, and we can identify a couple of stuff called maybe, right, say user ID, okay, login button and reset button might be like that. Okay. So login button, reset button also I have identified with the relative local strategy, that is still fine. Okay, then I can identify something called user ID field. Okay. So let's keep create something called user ID. Okay, called text user ID. Okay, driver dot find element. Let's go with user ID. What is that? Name equal to user UID. Name equal to UID. That is fine. So we identify 3 elements. One is login button, reset button. We have identified with some again some relative locators and text, right? Some other field also did it. Now what I'll do, we'll try to create a element locator again called password. How? With chaining. So let's see other part. Okay. Okay. Driver dot find. Okay. So password field should be above of login button, right? Password field should be above of login button and reset button. So what we'll be doing? Driver dot find will be related with that, and it will be input field only. Let's see whether it's input field or not. It's input field only. Tag is input. Okay, and it is above, not the below. Above of login button. Okay, then how we can do the chaining? Okay, above of login button, then instead of this one, input field dot above of login button, then dot again above of this reset button also above, and then dot below of user ID field. That's all. Means chaining. Multiple reference we are doing it, then we are seeing that password field whether displayed or not, and we can enter the value in the password field. Let's see what's happening. Called test. Let's see what's happening here. But all the options should be valid, then only chaining will occur. In case one thing is not valid, you will not able to identify it. You could see password test is being entered and is also giving you true result. So that is the chaining locator or chain locator. With multiple difference, in case with single difference you are not able to still identify it, you can give the multiple difference above, multiple below, multiple, two left of, two right of, whatever possible. Okay, then you can try to do it. Okay, so that is the concept of relative locator in connection with sorry, that is the concept of chain locator in connection with the relative locator. So there are five relative locator which is introduced in Selenium 4 only. In case sometime you are not able to identify the element uniquely, maybe with 8 element locator technique along with XPath and CSS also, you can give a try with the relative locator. In case this 5 element relative locator is still not working, like above, below, to left of, to right of, near, you can go and give a try with the chaining locator concept where you can use multiple locator reference and you can try to identify the element uniquely and then you can interact it based on the element locator type. Okay, any questions? All good, guys? Everyone? Okay. Yes, 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 yes. I'll be sharing it. Okay, no worry. Uh-huh. Hmm. Yes, 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 sure. We'll be shipping that assignment also today. Okay. Next important topics. Last important topics is called JavaScript executor. It will take some time. Okay. So sometime, right, whatever thing you are doing with the help of the Selenium WebDriver, okay, WebDriver interface or methods, maybe few of the interaction might not be possible. Okay, so where JavaScript executor will take place or help us. Okay, or maybe few other important features also available in JavaScript executor. So JavaScript executor in Selenium is the interface that enables the execution of JavaScript code directly within the browser context managed by Selenium WebDriver. This is particularly useful in scenario where standard Selenium command might not be sufficient or efficient for interacting with web elements or performing certain browser action. It provides two primary methods for executing JavaScript. One is execute script, one is execute asynchronous script method. Execute script, this method executes synchronous JavaScript code. The script argument is the JavaScript code to be executed and Argument can be used to pass parameter to the script, whereas execute asynchronous script method is used for asynchronous JavaScript code. Unlike execute script executed with this method must implicitly signal their completion by invoking a provided callback functions. It is dependent, not independent. What are the important operation we can do with the help of the JavaScript execute interface? We can scroll the page. Sometimes few of the page is not fit. There might be scroll left, right, all this stuff, right? Top button or right, left, right. So we can scroll the page. We can some handle hidden element. We can trigger some event, like we can try to click on the option. We can select some drop down. We can change and focus. We can handle the alert. We can retrieve the information also, extracting information from the DOM that might not be easily accessible through the Selenium element properties. So these are the important stuff we can do with the help of the Selenium, so JavaScript executor interface. So let's try to scroll down or scroll up a page with the help of the JavaScript executor. Okay. So what is scroll bar? Scroll bar allows user to move around screen in horizontal or vertical direction if the current page scroll does not fit the visible area of the screen. It is used to move the window up and down or top to bottom, right? Up and down or left to right as well. Horizontal and vertical, scrolling possible. In case it is not. So let's go to the website. You could see Rediff website. You could see here. You need to scroll to get the visibility of the thing. Okay, sometime your web page element identification might fail because of couple of reasons. One is you have given wrong element locator strategy. Other is your page is not loaded fully, so you can handle it with the help of the time implicit or explicit timeout or fluent timeout. Another option is that your page is not visible with the current view because there is a scroll bar available in the right top to bottom or left to right. So you need to go to that using the scroll movement, scrolling, right? Scroll down on the page or scroll up the page like that. So this is the couple of things we can avoid, right? After scrolling the page and then identifying the element with this visibility and then interacting with the element. Okay, so we'll see three options. One is calling to some pixel movement like 100 pixels top to bottom or left to right, like that, in case like vertical or horizontal scroll bar is available. Or we can directly go to the bottom of the page, or last option is we can go to the element scrolling, so that we'll scroll in such a way that element will be visible properly. So this is the three options we'll be discussing of the scrolling down or scrolling sorry up or page. Okay, so to scroll using Selenium, user can use JavaScript executor interface, which help to execute JavaScript method through Selenium WebDriver. User can scroll down a page by using window.scroll by method. Okay, here you can give x and y axis. X axis means vertically, left to right or right to left. Positive sign means left to right. X axis negative sign means right to left. Whereas y axis positive sign means top to bottom. Negative sign means bottom to top. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll go to this site first. We'll change the code. Okay, we'll create an object or instance for the JavaScript executor. Okay, you type something called JavaScript and press Control space bar. You could see it is the interface, like org.open.selenium is coming. So what I can do, I need to create an object or instance called JavaScript executor JSC equal to, you need to typecast the object called driver object, because it is interface you cannot directly create the object or instance. You need to take help of the WebDriver object created. You could see it's done, right? Now, in case you want to go for some pixel movement, you can use jac.execute script window.scroll by x and y axis. Here, x axis is not available because there is no vertical scroll bar available, only horizontal scroll bar. So you can give positive sign to go to top to bottom. So I can just simply copy this code instead of writing it. You no need to change anything. Just simply do it. This is a standard pattern of the Selenium. Now you could see it will open the page and it will scroll down by 100 pixel. Okay, you could see 100 pixel happen. Let's run it again. Okay, if you go 200 pixel, it will scroll down by 200 pixel. Horizontally scroll bar available, so you need to give the like x-axis path. In case you want to go from like bottom to top, you need to give negative sign in the y-axis. That's all. Right? To scroll vertically down, you need to give the y-axis a positive value. Now next one is, in case you want to go to the bottom of the page directly. Okay, so you need to, user can scroll the web page till the bottom of the page by using window.scroll to method. So this is the code. JavaScript executor object execute script window.scroll to 0, comma document.body.scroll to height. So it will go to the bottom of the page directly. So let's copy the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will open the page and it will scroll bar will go to the bottom of the page directly. So this is the second option. You could see scroll bar is happening to the bottom of the page. It is not like 100 pixel, 200 pixel like that. It's directly going to the bottom of the page. Now last option is very important because instead of all the way, I want to just move my cursor to some element. Let's say I want to identify this right? This term and condition thing. Okay. So let's create a okay, link is available. So I can you create a web element called with the help of the link text. So let's comment out this part. Let's do something called reference web element. Okay, tnc link. I can give that variable name called term and condition link equal to driver dot find element by dot link text, and you can give it. Now what you can do? So what is the problem? Okay, ampersand is not taking. That's fine. Okay, t and term and condition link. That is the variable name. After that, what you need to do? So users can scroll down to a particular element by using window dot scroll into view method. So you need to take this one. So it will directly go to your element to this particular position, and you need to change it here. Your element reference. Now you are already visible. Element is visible. Now you can click on that element. That's all. So that your XPath, your element identification will never fail, because you are rightly identifying the element after scrolling to the element, so that your element is visible and then you are interacting with the element. Okay, so you could see your scrolling will happen to the element and you'll be able to do it. Why not going there? hmm Let's see. Okay, okay, it's not, this is the problem, right? Element click intercepted exception will be coming whenever your element is not properly visible after scrolling it. Okay, so let's see what is the problem happening. Mhm. Okay, amper link term and condition is fine. This is the link here. With the help of this link text, I can do it. Okay, okay, web element. Okay, that is fine, perfectly fine. Okay, let's give some thread time. Sometime it might require. Okay, you could see. Sometime your scrolling might take some time, right? 1 or 2 seconds you need to give it. Okay, so it should work. Okay, you could see term and condition link is displayed in opening new window. So that is the way you can directly scroll to the element so that your thing will not fail and it will not giving that exception called element not intersectable, right? Interactable. So you can try to scroll down some pixels either horizontal vertical axis. You can go to the bottom of the page, or you can just identify a page, right? Identify element, and you can interact with the element. Okay. The next option is, with the help of the JavaScript executor. If you want to get the title or URL or domain without using like divert dot get title, get URL, all this stuff. Okay. So you can also use JavaScript, so you can get the title of the URL page, all this stuff. You can get the title, you can get the current URL, you can get the domain as well. So let's see. Let's comment out this part. What is the way you can do it? You can directly use this one. Okay, to get the title. Okay, so you can use so. What is the way you can get the title directly here? This part, title directly with the help of the JavaScript executor. Similarly, if you want to get the URL, right, you need to just change it to URL. If you want to check get that domain, okay, you need to change it to domain. That's all. So with the help of the JavaScript executor, you can get the URL, domain, and the title of the page. Let's run it. Along with using, so that is the question might be coming, that what is the way without using that divert.get title, get current URL, what is the other way you can get the title and current URL and the domain of the page? So options will be with the help of the JavaScript executor, and you need to call that execute skip method, and it will be returning document.title.document.url or document.domain. Okay. So to retrieve title, URL, and the domain name with the help of the JavaScript executor, you can do it. Next one is that in case you want to add some value in the text field, that is also possible with the JavaScript executor without the send keys method. So that is the another question will be coming, that how without the send keys method you can enter the value, and how without the get attribute value method you can get the value, print the value also. So that is also possible. Okay, so let's, I want to identify something on the mobile number field, say, or the full name field, anything, right? Let's go to the mobile number field where I want to enter some value, and I want to, okay, so you could see there is, in the mobile number field there will be some like ID is there, okay, or name is there. I'll be using the ID which is the very constant, because name part is not constant. So what is the stuff we need to use? I will just copy the code here. Okay, this one. Okay, so we'll be using here document.get element by ID instead of divert.get element, right? Divert dot find out by element, right? We are using document.get element by ID or name, whatever is there, you can use it. So those are the things will be coming from the JavaScript executor. Instead of divert.get, right, divert.find element by ID, name, class name, you can use document.get element by mobile number, which is the ID, right, for the mobile number. Similarly, we can use like get document by name in case you know the name. Okay, so name and ID you can use it mostly for the JavaScript user, and value you want to enter it, any value, whatever value you want to give it after dot sign. That is the syntax you can use it for handling with the text field. Either you can use get element by ID or name. And after that, I want to find that element with the some normal strategy. Okay, with that ID mobile number. Then I want to just print it out, right? I want to enter some value also. This approach also possible. Okay, either this approach or this approach. Directly enter some value, and then I can print the value also with the help of this returning argument value for the mobile text field. This is the two approach available. Let's run it and let's see what's happening here. You could see mobile number field entered, value entered, and it's also printed out. Now if you want to just enter the value, you can use this approach as well. Let's close it. So these are the thing already mentioned in the PPT. Just refer it and just give a try. This is the static part. You don't no need to change anything. Just in case field wise, you just change it. You could see now. You could it's entered, right? This value is entered. Whatever I've given. If you want to see, you can directly just scroll down the page. So that is visible. Better to scroll down the page. Okay. So what we can do here, we can scroll down the page, uh, so that it will be visible. Okay. Uh, Scroll to height. That's all. You could see it is displayed now. Okay. So this is the another options, right? To enter value and retrieve it from a text field using JavaScript executor. Next option is you can highlight an element or you can do some border, right? We can change some color. That is also possible. So user can highlight the element using JavaScript executor. First, user have to find the element uniquely. Okay. Then you can use style background color changes, whatever possibles. Okay, of the element to custom color. So let's copy this thing. Okay, for this particular thing, we can just change the color to green. Okay, let's copy the code. After entering the value, I want to change the color here. So what is the ID value? ID value is the mob number. I think okay, sometime quoting this part might be get changed to comma instead of single quote, double quote. Okay, we need to change it. Now you could see what's happening here. The background color is getting changed to yellow. Okay, why it is not happening? Green. What is the problem? Okay. Invalid or unexpected token. Okay, this one also invalid, right? Okay, now it should be correct. The single quote and ending with double quote. This code you need to make sure it is coming. So maybe in PPT sometime it gets changed. You could see the background is getting changed to like green. Okay, instead of green you can change it to other. Let's give that code say maybe yellow. Just change it like that yellow. Okay, you could see now it got changed to yellow. So that is the way after changing, highlighting the element, we can take the screenshot at a point of time. Because in element, right in the whole page, I want to our objective is to interact with one or two element. Instead of like we can highlight the element, just you are doing in the functional testing, right? You used to manually color it, border it, so that anyone can understand this is the failure part. Similarly, through automation also you can do it. We can do some bordering of this field wherever this variation is coming, and we can capture the screenshot. So that is the way people can easily understand. So that is the one thing. Apart from that, if you want to do some shading and color, also you can do it, border and other stuff. So this is the value I can give here. What is the value? Mobile number, MOB number. So you can do it for the other field also. That not be a big deal. Element locator. here it will be uh, id. That's all. Let's do it. So you could see your it will be shaded by 2 pixel color, right? You could see it is two color. It is shading is happening, right? Now if you change it to green, it will be better. It will look will be better. So sometimes this color is not coming properly. So here what we are doing it, we are background color we are setting is orange and border we are doing. Here we are doing background color is green, okay, and here we are doing along with background color we are doing it bordered also, which is yellow. Okay, let's see. Okay, you could see it is orange and background color is yellow. Maybe you can make it green. It will be look like better. Green, and your border is having 2 pixels and which border color is yellow, and here this color is green. So that is the way you can also do it with the help of the JavaScript executor. Next option is you already seen, right? Diver.navigate to right, diver.refresh, all this stuff. Also, especially for the API command, WebDriver API command. But Selenium JavaScript interface also give you option to navigate from one side to another side and refresh the page also. So users generally use diver.get and diver.navigate to method present in Selenium WebDriver to open a web page. But user can use that window.location method present in the JavaScript executor to open any web page. That is the question interview might be asking. Without diver.get, diver.navigate to what are the other options you can use it to navigate to a page? Or without diver.navigate to refresh, like right, what are the other options you can use to refresh the page? So this is the options like window.location and what is the URL you can give it. After that also you can use refresh or reload. Okay, so my already having in the in this page and it's highlighted. After that I want to navigate to other page. So what you can do, you can just directly copy this code and you can go to the any site. Here also we need to change it, the Google page, and we can refresh the page as well. After Google page is loaded, we can maybe wait for 3 seconds or like 2 seconds, and you can see that's loaded, refreshed. Here also you can wait for 2 seconds. Let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will do the operation same way whatever we are doing. After that, wait for 2 seconds. It will navigate to the Google page. Wait for 2 seconds to try to refresh it again. Okay. So with the help of the JavaScript executor, we are doing it, not with the help of the WebDriver interface method. So that is the important benefit. So whenever sometime like your WebDriver interface is not able to do, you can do it with the help of the JavaScript executor. The last option we'll be discussing about the creating some window alert. Anyway, alert will be covering in the thoroughly in the next sessions. But here we'll be discussing about the window alert. So JavaScript executor can generate and handle alert dialogues, which can help user notification and browser interaction also. Okay, in case you want to create some custom alert, you can use it. So this is the thing you can write it out. Okay, after loading it, maybe you can window alert. Here you need to keep that JAC object name. Execute skip alert you are creating, and this is the alert you want to create it. Alert name. Okay, after that you can wait for 2 seconds, and you can whatever alert is coming, you can accept or dismiss the alert. So there is an alert interface available. I'll be discussing in the next session. Driver dot switch to dot alert. So there are four things you can do for the alert. okay, called accept the alert, mean accepting, dismissing, or getting the text of the alert and entering some value of the alert. We'll be discussing in the next session thoroughly. Dot accept or dismiss. Okay, we are accepting the alert. So this is the thing we can do it. Let's see. Let's run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will open the ready page. It will do all the operations in the ready page. It will go to the Google page. You refresh the Google page. After 2 seconds, it will show you the alert, right? This is the JavaScript alert. After 2 seconds, it is accepting the alert. That's all. So this is the important stuff we can primarily do in the with the help of the JavaScript executor. You can deal with text box. You can deal with the radio bar checkbox as well. You can generate some custom alert, right? You can refresh the page. You can navigate to one page. You can highlight the element. You can create some border, like background color. Also, you can also change the border color, border pixels. Okay, you can get the text whatever entered in the text field. You can get the title URL of the domain. Also, you can scroll up or scroll down the page. Now, let's discuss whatever we have covered today, and I'll give you the task so that you can practice it this week and before we meet in the next week. So, today we have discussed what are the different interactions we can do on the checkbox, radio button, input field, link, and button along with the drop down. And we have also did the complete analysis, study analysis for the dynamic present CSS selector. We also learned the relative locator and chain locator and what is JavaScript executor interface and what are the different operations you can do with the help of the JavaScript executor interface. So whenever most of the time, like first you need to check whether it's enable displayed or not enable element and enable or not. After that you can do the operation based on the element type. So in case it's checkbox or radio button, you can try to check whether it's selected or not, or you can click here. Especially for the checkbox, it will select, or if you click on the second time, it will be deselected. But if radio button, you can only select only one option, and if you want to deselect, you have to select the other option. Then for the web text field along apart from your is display is enabled, you can if you want to enter some value, you need to call the send keys method. If you want to clear all the value, you can call the clear method. If you want to get the entered text, you can use that get attribute text value get attribute value method. And if you want to get the different attribute value, you can call that get attribute methods and pass the argument as a attribute name so that you can get the value. This button is there, you can click it. So click on the button, and in case button type is submit, right, you can call the submit method as well to after filling all the fields, you can click on the submit button to click on the button, especially wherever type is submit. And in case there is a link or hyperlink along with is displayed or is enabled status, you can click on the link or hyperlink, so it will open a new window or new page might be. Or if you want to get the text of the link, you can call the get text method. Then find element versus find element. So find element primarily deal with only one element, and return type will be web element. In case your web element it is not matching, it will throw you no such element exception. But for find elements, both are coming from the web driver interface only. But find elements are mostly dealing with multiple web element. Return type will be list of web element. In case nothing is matching, it will be giving you the blank result, but no exception. Okay, and whenever if you want to deal with the drop down field, you need to use the select class. Okay, and select class, there are a lot of methods available. Select by visible text index value. You can deselect also by visible text index value and deselect all method. Apart from that, you can check whether that drop down is multiples or not, or you can get all the option. You can get the first selected option. You can get all the selected options as well with the help of the select class to deal with the drop down single or multi select drop down. Then in case you already learned about the 8 element locator techniques like ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, sometimes those references not available or maybe available but there is a static and dynamic component. That is the reason your element identification is getting failed. So you can try to take help from the XPath or CSS selector. So mostly are same, but CSS is more faster. It is more straightforward to use it. But XPath is you can traverse from parent to child and child to parent, but CSS you can only traverse from parent to child, not from the child to parent. And CSS support start with end with contents, whereas XPath support start with and content, not the end with part. XPath support text, but CSS does not support the text. So XPath 3, XPath absolute and partial and relative, but most preferred is most preferred technique is the relative XPath. We can take some reference, we can navigate to, and it will be with double slash. Okay, we can create some basic XPath slash slash tag name attribute name equal to value. We can use contents, we can use or, and we can use text. We can go with start with, okay, with positions, with last option also. And CSS similarly, in case we know the ID or class name, we can easily create the CSS selector. Tag name has ID or tag name dot class name. Okay, and in case you know the attribute, tag name third bracket attribute equal to value, you can use multiple attribute as well. You can use create the CSS selector with the help of the start with at tag name third bracket attribute power sign equal to the prefix of the string, end with tag name attribute dollar suffix of the string, content tag name attribute star substring. Okay, relative locators introduced in Selenium 4 only. In case sometime any of the normal element locator not working, you can give a try with the relative locator, where you can identify the element, any element which is easily possible, and with those element reference thing you can do it, and you can try to identify relatively, where you can use above, below, to left of, to right of, and near. And sometimes you can chaining those relative locators in multiple options in case you are still not able to uniquely identify it. So that is also possible, which is called chain locator in Selenium web, which is available in only Selenium WebDriver version 4, not in the other version. And JavaScript executor primarily in Selenium WebDriver is a very interface that enables the execution of JavaScript code directly within the browser context managed by Selenium WebDriver. This is particularly useful in scenario where standard Selenium WebDriver command might not be sufficient or working or efficient for interacting with the web element or performing certain browser actions. It two methods is there, like execute skip or execute asynchronous skip. We can do the scrolling. We can try to identify the hidden element. We can trigger some event on the text box, radio, or checkbox. We can handle alert. You can create alert prompt or confirmations using JavaScript executor. We can retrieve the information as well. Okay, so scroll bar will be allowing user to move around the screen horizontal vertical direction. So you can have multiple method to scroll to like horizontal vertical way, or scroll to the directly like bottom of the page or particular element also. With the help of the help of the JavaScript also, we can retrieve the title URL and the domain as well. We can enter some value in the text field. We can retrieve the value in the text field as well. Okay, we can highlight an element with some background color. We can create some border, and we can give the color of the border as well with the JavaScript executor. We can refresh the page. We can try to navigate to a page as well with the JavaScript executor, and we can try to create a window alert or notification with the JavaScript executor, and whenever alert is coming, we can accept or dismiss the alert as well. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you. We'll meet in the next session next weekend.